Hey everybody, welcome back to Chef Dawg. Here at Chef Dawg, remember, we review Costco food, we make it, and then we eat it, and we let you know what we think. So stay tuned to the end, right? This is a Costco brisket. It's about a 7-pound brisket. I got it for like 22 bucks, I think, anyways. But today, we are going to smoke a brisket from Costco. I've already prepared it. I didn't think I needed to show you all that exactly, but all I did is pepper. This is the pepper I used. You want to use a larger grain pepper, right, restaurant style. And then I used sea salt, again, a larger grain salt, not just your regular table salt, but you just sprinkle that on top, you pat it all down, and then I used a little bit of this stuff. If you have that anywhere in your local stores, pat it all down. So those are my 3 ingredients. But you want to cut out the fat out through the middle, right here as well, and then just trim it around off the sides and top, because the way you get it, you know, I had a ton of fat off of both sides. I mean, it was probably that high up. But trim it down, get it about a 1/4 inch, or I even do a slightly less, but that's just me. So that's it. So last night I put this on, and then I let it sit in the fridge until this morning. So it's been like 12 hours. I pulled it out. I'm getting it to room temperature, which it's already at, and now it's ready to go onto the smoker. Now the smoker, it's out there getting ready for us. You want to have your temperature at about 250. And what they say is about an hour to an hour and a half per pound is what you need. I've noticed it cooks quicker. I don't know why exactly here, but for me, I'm preparing for maybe an hour per pound, which means 7 hours from now this would be ready. So tonight we were going to eat it at 5:30, so I want to be putting it in now, because then it'll give it some time to rest after. So when I take it out, I'll put it in a cooler and let it rest. Okay, another secret is put water in a pan. That keeps it moist throughout the cook. See, just like that. So you don't have to sit and squirt it as much. I still do some with some like apple juice, but not nearly as much. So there we go. It'll be in there for a while now. I'll put my probe in and check it. And when it hits, it's called the stall. When it gets to its stall, which is probably right around 165 degrees, that's when I will take it out and I'll wrap it in some butcher paper. I'm using a Costco blend in my pellets. It's a hickory maple cherry blend. Get that at Costco as well. But there you go, folks. Set at 250, and then I'll come and check this, I don't know, 3-4 hours. But I'll put my probe in there eventually just to see where exactly I'm at. All right, everybody. We've had it out here now for about 2.5 hours. So I want to check it. I haven't looked at it since we put it in. Oh, yeah, it's smelling good. Looking good. I want to make sure that I don't stick that in the fat. Get it there. See how that water, it still keeps it nice and moist. I'm going to spray it though just because I like to. What we're looking at temperature wise. Right now I'm at 100 and climbing. All right. Like I said, when I get to about 165, that's when I want to wrap it in butcher paper. 151, so 2.5 hours, and I'm up to 151. Now when it gets to that stall, it can stall for a while. That's why they call it the stall. Again, if it's going faster than you want it to, you can always turn it down to like 225. But between 225 and 250 is generally where you keep it. So I'm going to still keep it at the 250 mark because I haven't hit the stall yet. Didn't plan on that for a couple hours anyways. A couple more hours anyways. So, okay, when we get it at 165, I'll pull it out. Okay, everybody, we're about 5 hours in right now, a little over 5 hours in on a 7-pound brisket, and I'm at 185. I have not hit the stall yet. It's just kept going slowly. I'll show you what it looks like right now. Take a look. Got some good bark going on it. If it doesn't hit the stall, then at the very end, I'll wrap it in butcher paper and just put it in the cooler over here at the very end. Again, I'm no pit master, but from what I understand is you don't have to wrap it if you don't want to. It's not like it's mandatory. Generally what I do is when it gets to that stall and it sits there for a bit, so the stall basically is the moisture leaving the brisket. It's like your body sweating when you exercise and to cool you down. That's the same thing that the brisket's doing, and that's why it'll hit that stall, and then sometimes it actually even, the temperature goes down. But it can stay there for a long time. Doesn't mean it has to stay there, and it doesn't mean you have to even hit the stall, I guess. But right now, I'm at 185 and I haven't slowed down. So if it does slow down here in a bit, then I will wrap it in the butcher paper and put it back in. If not, and we go all the way through, I want to take this to about 204. That's me. I like it. Some people say 203, 202. I like to take it right to 204 and then take it out, let it rest for a minute, and then stick it in the cooler until it's time to serve it. And I'd like to have it sit in the cooler for, if I could, at least an hour. So there you go. So we're at 185. We'll watch and see how long we stay here. If it ends up slowing way down and we're not moving much, I will wrap it and put it back in. Looks like we actually hit the stall finally. I'm at 187.7. I've been there for probably about 20 or so minutes, and it's actually dropping. I'm at 187.5, 0.3, so it's actually going down, that's good. Okay, cool. So what I want to do now, all right, now I'm gonna put this onto the butcher paper. How you do? Fold it up nice and tight. It's like you're wrapping a Christmas present. There you go. Okay, wrapped it in butcher paper, back in there. Stuck the pro back in, about 185, still about the same, which is what I expected. Let's see, what time is it? It's almost 4 o'clock on the hour. I've had it in here now for, what, 6 hours? So it took 6 hours for me to get to the stall on a 7-pound brisket at 225. So now what I'm gonna do, it'll stay just like that until this thing reads 204. Now some people, you can feel the meat and you can actually feel it kind of give. I learned that from my buddy who claims to be a pit master, Jason Skidrew down the road, and I believe him. Well, actually, you can hold the meat and it actually, you can feel it kind of give. It does that right around that 203, 202, 204. I'm gonna take it to 204. I'll come back and keep checking that till I'm just at the 204 mark. And then at that point, I'll take it out and let it rest in the cooler. Well, here we are. It's 5:35. And we finally hit 204. It took me 35 minutes to go from 203 to 204. So I'm gonna say there's some barrier that brisket's breaking through that maybe makes it just that much better. There we go. Take this out now. Now what I'm gonna do, I got my cooler, I've got some towels on the bottom, take the brisket out. Woo, woo, that's hot. You know what? I'm gonna leave it in there. Juices in case they drip out. And I'm gonna cover it and let it rest.
How long do you let it rest?
Okay, my dad just asked a great question, Dad. You want to let it rest for about an hour to maybe even 2 hours. But we don't want to wait that long. Now we just turn the corn on and everything else, and we will let it rest until all the other food's ready. So maybe half hour, 45 minutes. If I can get to 45 minutes, that would be great. You want it to rest because what it does is all that moisture's been getting pushed out of it, right? And cooking it. And so as it relaxes, it sucks that moisture back in. But you want to have that moisture in that meat. Okay, I'll meet you at the cutting table when we're ready. All right, on a brisket, there's a thing called the point and the flat. This is actually called the point. You have 2 layers of meat, as you can see right here, right? Flat usually lays this way and you cut it like that. The point, what you do with that is you actually turn it, that point, point it that way. So when you cut it, you want to be cutting across like this. I think I did a good job of cutting out most of the, oh, look at that break off. Oh, look at that. Oh yes. I just want to eat that right now. In fact, maybe I will have a piece of that. Look at that. That's what you want it to do. Come apart. Oh yeah, that's good. That's bark. All that bark. But what I'm gonna do, because I don't think there's a lot of fat there, so it's good. I'm gonna take and I'm gonna cut this across like this. And what everyone says to do is the width of a pencil. There is a brisket right there from Costco. That's $22 of deliciousness right there. Look at that. Come here, hon. Try some of that, Brick. What do you think?
Good.
You guys like it? Mm-hmm. This turned out pretty good. Yep. I'm gonna serve this to the fam because it's nice and hot and ready. I got my smoke ring going and got my bark. Tastes good.
Slimy stuff.
Oh, there you go. Reckon spit it out?
It's too slimy and I hate too slimy stuff.
Oh, well, try some of that then. Franklin always spits stuff out, it seems. Oh, that's too too barky. Well, there you go.
Yeah. Don't act
Now, there's a brisket. That's how we make it over here at Chef Dawg. I let it rest for another hour. Still nice and warm, ready to serve, but in all it took me probably about 8.5 hours for a 7-pound brisket. Well, there you go. Just here to talk while I chew on that food. I'm ready to eat. So thanks for watching Chef Dawg. Have a good one.